Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so happy to be here again with Learning for Life lesson at the Fort Myers Middle School Academy of the Arts. Y'all doing good?
Yes.
Today's lesson we're going to talk about something that is all over the world. The world, not just the country, not just your state, not just in your community, not just in your town, but in your schools and all around. I just rhymed. That is anti-bullying. Can you define what is a bully? What's a bully? Yes, sir.
A bully is somebody that's doing it repeatedly, bothering you.
Doing what? Bothering you? How is that person bothering you?
Like if they're pushing you or.
So physical. So physically harassing. May I borrow you? Harassing. Okay. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Every day, all the time. That's physical. What else is a bully? Yes, ma'am.
A bully is a repeated person.
Nice and loud.
A person that repeats the same thing over and over.
The over and over again. Repetition. Okay. Why is that? Why is a bully a bully? You ever think about that? Why does a bully become a bully? Are you born a bully? The answer is no. So why does a person become a bully?
Because sometimes some bullies just like to do it because it feels good.
Some bullies just like to do it because it feels good, so it makes them feel good, so they get satisfaction out of physically, emotionally, mentally, and verbally hurting someone else or a group of people, correct? Okay, so you're not born a bully. Why else does that happen, besides that they want to get revenge or something? Why does it happen?
Because sometimes other people bully them and then it makes them feel sad and then they think about it and want to bully other people.
So because they've gotten bullied, they feel they need to do the same thing. That's two wrongs do not make a right, but they think that way. So if you're not born a bully, when do you become a bully? Is it just for kids in elementary schools or middle schools or high schools? What happens? Could it be everywhere? Isn't a bully anyone? Right? So it's not just kids, it's also adults, correct? So that's very important that you know that a bully is not just a student. A bully can be an adult. A bully can be 80 years old. A bully can be 50 years old. And a bully can be a lot younger than that. Okay, so that's really important to know that. Anyone can be a bully. What should you do when you know that there is a bully that's bothering you? Whether it's physically, whether it's verbally, whether it's emotionally. What do you do? Yes?
Report them to an adult.
Report them to an adult. So if you were in school, who would that adult be? That you would report that somebody is bullying me. Who would it be? Anybody here? Who would it be? Yes? Principal, administration, excellent. Who else?
A teacher.
A teacher. Okay, now what about at home? When you're at home and there's a bully right in front of you. Could be a friend, could be a family member, could be a neighbor, or a stranger off the street. What do you do then? Yes, sir? Tell your parents, okay? Especially if they're not there. Or if they are there, you go immediately and tell your parents. In other words, you do what? You, go ahead.
Or tell their people.
Or tell their parents. Excellent. You must report any situation of any bullying going on. Always. But why do people not do that? Especially teenagers. Why don't they report it? Why do you think that is? Yes, sir? Because they're scared. Why are they scared? Why are they scared of that bully? Yes.
Because if they tell, they might get mad at them and bully them more.
And bully them even more. So they get a little bit stressed out, a lot stressed out actually, and they freeze, okay? What I'm going to do today in this lesson is we're going to play a video for you. It's about a 20-minute video. Every 6th grade teacher guidebook of Learning for Life has this video in the back of that teacher guidebook. It has, as you can see, youth protection training, abuse by a relative, abuse by a youth leader, abuse by youth, internet safety, and bullying by peers. The bullying by peers is what we're going to show you today. I want you to really watch this and concentrate. There are 3 to 4 people in here that you really need to look at. There's Sarah, who actually is the victim of a bullying situation. Then there's her brother, who tries to help her and is being a good sibling to her. Then she has a friend named Sarah also, who is trying to help her. And the bullies are 3 young ladies, 3 to 4 young ladies, that are continually through school doing things to her. And I want you to watch how they do it and why you think they do it and what happens. So here we go.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey Mark, what's up?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you skipped your drama club meeting, and you've eaten about half of your dinners the past few nights, and you're quiet. I mean, what's going on?
Nothing. Just trying to lose some weight, that's all. Then I can get some cooler clothes. No big deal.
Well, I saw your friend Sally at the mall today. She tells me that some girls in your class are giving you a hard time.
Oh, I told her not to tell. Great, some friend. It's embarrassing enough that half the school knows. I didn't even do anything.
Chances are you've seen a movie, a TV show, or even a cartoon that had a bully in it.
Like Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter, and Nelson Muntz, the ultimate professional bully.
Yeah, except in the real world, bullies aren't always big and tough, and not always male. Girls can be bullies too, using words, exclusion from groups, and controlling relationships as their weapons. And if you've ever been under that kind of attack, you know it hurts. Bad.
So what are you supposed to do to protect yourself?
There's some ways to try to prevent being bullied, and deal with a person who bullies on your own. But in the end, if that doesn't stop it, or if you feel threatened, you need to tell your parents and adults you trust who can help. Adults are supposed to help us be safe, and part of their job is to stop bullying.
Let's take a look at how Sarah handles things when she's bullied by some kids in school. Think about how you would handle the situation if it were happening to you.
I didn't even do anything.
Well, what happened?
I don't know. They started making fun of me in gym class. I mean, they're all these cheerleader types. They started laughing at me when I did laps. And then they started it on my body. They don't know how my clothes are so apt.
Oh my gosh, look at her sweater. Oh, she does.
Well, then they did a 180. They actually sat down with me at lunch and acted nice. They started talking about guys and how this one guy, Randy Carter, likes me. He's cute. Really cute.
See that boy right over there? His name's Randy. He told me he likes you.
Yeah, he told us that.
He likes you a lot.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why would we joking about that?
Awesome.
Are you serious? You really think Randy would like you? Oh my gosh.
They couldn't believe I fell for it. Randy was even in on it. It felt like the whole school was laughing at me because I'm such a loser.
Hey, you're not the loser, right? They're the losers.
But they're the most popular girls in school.
Sarah, if they're being that mean, then they're the ones with the problem. They're either trying to get attention or feel better about themselves by dissing you. I mean, there's no way that they can have any real friends.
Neither will I when they're done. The whole school is staying away from me. They don't want to be seen with me. They don't want to be next. Sally's the only friend I have left.
You know, she's worried about you.
Yeah, she heard them making fun of me and tried to make them stop. Then they started it on her too.
Why do you get off on being mean to her? Leave her alone.
Ooh, so tough. Looks like Sarah needs a little protector. Losers unite.
Loser.
I don't want them to start doing this to Sally, so I've been avoiding her and everybody. Really, it's bad, Mark. I don't know why they hate me so much. I just want them to stop. I don't even want to go to school. Just wish I could disappear.
So we're going to recognize what's happening right now. So what is happening in this short film? What's happening to Sarah? What's happening?
She's getting bullied.
And how is she getting bullied?
Because they
How is she getting bullied?
Oh,
Not why.
she's getting bullied by the girls.
Oh, the 3 girls, and what are they doing?
They're emotionally bullying her
And with what?
with their mouth.
With their verbal abuse, right? They're verbally teasing her, making fun of her clothes, right? Making up stories about a young boy in school that likes her and making her feel happy about that, and all of a sudden just tearing her down, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go further to see, and who's helping her, by the way? Who was helping her? Her brother, right? And who else? Who else?
Her friend.
Her friend was helping her, right, Sarah. So let's see what happens next.
So how long has this been happening anyway?
All fall. I thought I could handle it. I even went online to see what other kids have done. I've tried almost everything.
Have you tried to ignore them? You know, they might go away if they see that they can't get to you. What bullies want is a reaction anyway.
Hey, what you doing? What's wrong with you? Cat got your tongue. Boozing.
That's what I thought too, but it didn't make them stop. Then I thought I'd act like the whole thing was a big joke. I thought maybe if I acted like I thought the whole thing was funny, they'd go away.
How fat are you anyway?
I'm not fat, I'm just a few inches too short is all.
Whatever.
But nothing seems to work. It just gets worse every day. So I'm stuck. Unless I lose weight and get new clothes.
Sarah, you look fine, all right? And these are people who bully. I mean, a person could be perfect and they could find something to make fun of. Remember, bullies always have a target, and you, unfortunately, are the target right now.
So what do I do? Wait until I go to college to get away from them?
No. You've already tried some good ways to try and prevent more situations. Now you have to tell mom and dad, and they have to talk to the school. Schools are supposed to have rules about bullying. And if you're worried about them making things worse, then you need to let them know that. And don't worry, I'll go with you to talk to them, all right?
Okay.
Seems like the only thing you haven't done is tell them to stop.
Yeah, but Mark, I'm not confident like you. I get nervous. I mean, what will I say? I want you to stop bullying me?
That's good. That's actually a really good start, Sarah. And if you want, we'll practice, right? You've already tried some good things that sometimes work.
And then if they don't stop?
Then report them. Go to the school principal, the school policeman, or the gang prevention unit.
Doesn't that make me a snitch?
Look, you tried to tell them to stop. You asked them, and they didn't stop. You gave them that chance. If they didn't listen, that's their problem. This whole code of silence thing only protects the kids doing the bad stuff. Besides, chances are, you're not the only one that they're picking on.
You are so the best brother ever.
That night, Sarah and Mark talked to their parents, and early the next morning, the parents called the school officials. So the next day...
Well, hey, Sarah. Where have you been? We've been waiting for you. We need some new pictures.
I'm tired of you following me around, making fun of me, and telling lies about me.
Excuse you. We're just trying to help you go from a nobody to a somebody. Everyone knows who you are now.
You need to stop.
Miss Burton! Hey! Hi!
Sarah's right. This needs to stop now. You girls know we have policies here at Long Middle School against bullying behavior.
We were just teasing her. We didn't hit her or anything.
You don't have to hit to hurt. Now, your definition of teasing is in the school's definition of bullying behavior, and it's not tolerated here. And we're not going to wait and wonder if your verbal abuse turns into physical abuse.
Snitch.
I said your harassment is over right now. Now, I'm going to be checking with Sarah to make sure that there is no more bullying behavior going on around here. So let me see you in my office. Oh, thanks.
Pause for resist and report and discussion. What does this mean? Pause, we're pausing to talk about resist. What does that mean? What does that mean? Anybody here know? What does it mean? Say that again? That you can't help it? Well, you try to resist the bully. This is for Sarah. She needs to resist. She needs to what? A lot of people walk away from it. Ignore. You see when she slammed the door, the locker things there? And they're trying to just get into her head again, verbally, as you said before. Okay, and what about report? Who did she report it to? Did she report it?
No.
Yes, she did. Finally, she did. She talked to her brother all this time. He tried to help her and console her. And then she reported to her parents. who then called who? The school the next morning, the officials, which is your administration, right? And then, after the report, we're discussing right now what happened to the principal. Principal came, because they had a discussion about it, and then the principal intervened, right? She saw what was happening with those 3 girls, with the cameras. Imagine having that in your face like that. Continuously being bullied, taking pictures of you, putting it on social media. That's cyberbullying, which is an amazing another lesson we could do another time. But that's what's happening. Now let's see what it says at the end here. But the main thing is, she did report it. And what I love about this is there was one sentence in there that the principal said. You don't have to hit to hurt. What does that mean to you? You don't have to hit to hurt. What does that mean?
It means like you don't have to hit no one in order to hurt their feelings.
Exactly. You don't have to physically hurt someone physically. You could be hurt just with words, verbally and emotionally. So remember that. You don't have to hit to hurt. Love that line.
Dealing with a person who bullies is tough because you think that telling your parents or school officials might make things worse.
If you're being bullied, keep in mind boys or girls are not supposed to be doing this. Schools are trying to stop bullying. It takes a lot of courage to tell, but you can talk to the school policeman or the anti-gang unit in your school if you have one, and make sure your parents talk to school officials.
But bullying can happen outside of school. There are some things you can do to help prevent bullying situations. Avoid isolated places and being alone. Stay out in public at break and at lunchtime where there are plenty of other people. But on the other hand, the bullies who like an audience may strike in a crowd. They use the situation to threaten onlookers as well as the victim.
If you take the bus, sit close to the driver.
And if you walk or ride your bike to school, find a friend or 2 to travel with. Go in a group, the more the better. You're less likely to be a victim if you're with other people.
Other things that can work are, you can try ignoring the person who is harassing you.
Or pretend that the harassment doesn't bother you. Bullies like to see a reaction. If you don't show one, they might move on.
You could try humor. Sometimes a witty comeback disarms the person who bullies. Or, be direct. In as strong a voice as you can muster up, say, "This is not a game and I want you to stop now."
But if the harassment has been going on a long time, and all you want to do is run away, protect yourself, and talk to your parents and school officials, school police, school anti-gang unit, principal, or adults in charge of the activity if it's outside of school.
If you have a hard time talking to your parents about what's going on, you can talk to a trusted adult or relative and ask them to help you explain the situation to your parents.
When you do talk to your parents, let them help you make a list of possible solutions. That way you can choose the option you think will work best for you.
If you decide to confront the bully, practice what you're going to say, either in front of a mirror or with your parents or an adult you trust.
And if you see someone else getting bullied, it is your responsibility to do something. What you do depends on you and on the situation. You might go stand beside the person so he or she won't be alone. You might tell the person bullying to stop. You may go to get an adult to help, especially if the bullying is getting physical. Silence allows a situation of bullying to keep going.
What do you do if bullying gets physical? If there are any adults around, yell, "Leave me alone," in the hope of getting some help from one of them. Then there's the possibility we all have to consider. What would I do if I was physically assaulted and there was no one to help? Fighting back is a terrible idea. It could escalate the violence and get you in trouble as well. Another option is to put your hands up to protect yourself and run. Get out of there as soon as you can.
Remember, being bullied doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. The person who bullies is the one with the problem.
The only way they can feel important is to be mean to other people. Sad, huh?
Yeah, people who bully do it for all sorts of reasons. Some don't really like themselves very much. They could be jealous of you. Some people who bully have a low self-esteem, but a lot feel great about themselves. And they think they have every right to harass other people. Others who bully do it as a defense to being bullied. Some people join in just to go along with the leaders who bully.
No one deserves to be bullied. Bullying others can be against the law. Stealing money is theft, blackmailing is extortion, and physically hurting someone is assault.
Take care of yourself. Avoid being alone. Stay with the group. Stand up for yourself or a friend, and don't be afraid to tell. Sometimes that's the only answer.
That was a great film, wasn't it good? That really was a great film. So what'd you learn from the short video? What'd you get from that? Anybody want to share? Yes.
I got it to stick up for people.
That you should stick up for people. Excellent. How many agree? That you should stick up when you see somebody being bullied. What's the first thing you're gonna do? Are you gonna run away and go get somebody?
No.
You're gonna go up to them and try to help them? By doing what? You're gonna start physically hurting somebody? No, what are you gonna do?
First thing you should do is just tell them to stop.
Exactly.
And if it doesn't work, the second thing you should do is tell them to stop.
Tell an adult. Exactly.
That doesn't work, tell them.
Exactly. Well, you tell your teacher if you're in a school first, you know, and you go up the ladder there. What else did you learn? Anybody here want to share what you learned? What'd you learn? What'd you learn? That you don't have to hit in order to hurt somebody. Excellent. I love that line. You don't have to hit to hurt. What else? Anybody else want to share? Yeah? Okay. What was the, it's okay, you're safe, you're safe. What is the most important thing that you're going to think about after seeing this video, after we had our short discussion? What are you going to do if ever somebody starts to bully you? What are you going to do?
Tell an adult.
Tell an adult. Good. What else?
If you don't have an adult, then you will possibly get your friends to help.
Get your friends to go get help? Good.
Try to ignore them.
Trying to ignore them. Right. Because what does the bully want more than anything? The main thing a bully becomes a bully, yes, because they've been bullied before and they want to give that feeling back because they're hurting inside and they're frustrated and they're disappointed. But what is the most important thing, the reason why a bully becomes a bully? Because they want attention. Exactly. And if you give them that attention, they're going to keep repeating over and over and over because you're giving them what they want. Don't give it to them. Take it away from them. As a matter of fact, turn it around and try to help them become not a bully. Find out why they're a bully. Maybe you could calm that person down through your communication skills. Stand next to that person, as she said, to go and try to help. Say, you want to sit down and talk with me? You know, what's happening, you know? I mean, you could turn that around. Now, if it's a physical altercation, that's something different. When you start to get physical, that is something very, very different, okay? That's how everything escalates, and fights come from that. And brawls, they say, come from that. And that can get you suspended from school and expelled from school, and sometimes that can get you placed in a juvenile detention center for 21 days. Is that worth it? No, it's not. Because not only does anything you do, your actions do not only affect you as an individual. Who else do they affect? Who feels what you feel when you're in school? She's standing right here, your teacher. And when you're at home and something happens to you, what's going to happen? Who's going to be affected by that? Who's going to feel that? Your family members and some good friends and good classmates, right? That's why it's so important to know that when anything happens, when you have to make a choice, because it's always about you, your choice, nobody else's choice. It doesn't matter. Just yours matters. Just yours. Only you can tell yourself what you're going to do every single day. And you're going to know the difference, and you should, by the right and wrong, right? And if you choose to walk down that pathway to become a bully and do it to others because you've been bullying, you've been bullied before, that's the wrong pathway. You need to get help. And there are people that can help, your school counselor in your school too. But everybody gets affected by your decisions. So when you come to those roads in your life through school and as you get older, become adults, 3 things you need to know to do before you make your decision. You need to stop, think about it, and then act. Stop, think, and act. Because there are consequences, negative and positive, for everything we do in life. And it's only up to you, not your teacher, not your family members, not your good friends that you think you have and that you think you need so many of, because you don't. You only need really one good friend, 1 or 2 good friends. And you need to make sure who you hang out with are good people and making those right decisions and are not going to be the kids that are going to bully other kids. Okay? So that's really good. Give me a high five. Good lesson. Ready, go. Awesome. See you next month.